Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomat YouTube channel. Lanny, Bert, you know us by now, everybody. Come on. We are the Dividend Diplomat. Today's video, we are pumped up. We are amped up. This company is yielding over 3.3%, showing massive signs of undervaluation. And what did they just do, Lanny?
They changed their name.
Oh. So let's see what company we're talking about, everybody. But what are we going to do first beforehand, Lanny?
Smash that subscribe button. Give Bert and I a nice thumbs up. As Bert said, we're talking to you about another dividend stock that now yields over 3% that just changed its name.
Thanks for re-emphasizing that, Lanny. We are amped up. We are ready to go. We never stop on our journey to financial. We are amped up. We're ready to go. Lanny's flexing. We're good. We're juiced. We're good. All right. What's going on in the stock market? Because the stock market continues to slide here to start in 2022.
Stock market was down during that last week, ending February 18th, below 4,400. Stocks are rising, stocks are falling. Interest rates will be rising 2, 3, 4, 7 times this year. Ukraine, Russia, crypto, you name it. Things are getting out of hand, getting a little bit out of control. The streaming wars, though, are also getting out of control, Bert.
They're as hot as ever because you are seeing, companies like Netflix are showing slowing subscriber growth. Amazon's going all in on Amazon Video. You see Peacock's launching. They're pushing pedal to the metal. HBO is getting ready to have that big spin-off and merger with Discovery. Yeah, AT&T's making moves. So it's getting hot. People are going all in. They know where you need to be with content in 2022. That's why the company that we are about to talk about is so exciting, because they are also pushing their chips in on the streaming war.
They're pushing their chips in. They're changing the game, and they're changing their name.
That's right. What is this mystery company we are talking about?
Guys, Viacom CBS is officially Paramount Global and is no longer trading under VIAC and is now trading under PARA.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? That they changed the name, they changed the ticker, so got to rebrand somehow.
They're going all in on streaming. That's why they wanted to be more geared towards that. All of their videos and movies that are coming out on Paramount Plus app. Because Bert, what was some of that killer news?
Yeah, the killer news was that their subscribers growing for their new Paramount Plus platform. It's over 56 million subscribers now. So you can kind of see why the company sees the success in what they're doing. And they have a great content portfolio from those Viacom days.
Great content portfolio. You know, they're really expecting tens of millions of new subscribers on a go-forward basis. They are literally going all in on streaming so much that they literally changed their name.
It's incredible. They got the new Top Gun movies. They've got Sonic. They released a bunch of new ideas too. They're going to start pumping out some new South Park content, which is
Bert's favorite.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good nostalgia play there. South Park started when we were younger. Loved watching it, bringing it back. So
bringing it back.
Yeah. It's where you need to be. I said it earlier. You need to be in 2022. You need to be subscribed. You need to have this. It'll be interesting. They have the Showtime profile as well. So they've got Paramount Plus options, bundling it in there with Showtime in there. It's a nice little streaming option.
You know, one little thing to also keep in mind with all of these streamer players, again, you'll have the HBO Max, the Discovery Media essentially. You have the Apple, you have Netflix, you have Amazon. We can't forget the other elephant in the room, Disney Plus.
Oh, wait, how did I miss Disney Plus when I was talking about it earlier?
At some point, there's going to be some sort of consolidation as well in this industry. So, this also could be a very well suited for an acquisition target.
Yeah, Amazon, as I said earlier, is going all in there, but they don't actually have their own content portfolio. So I was about to say Viacom, would Paramount potentially be a great way for them to buy a bunch of old content to bring in there and get people on their content? Or don't forget about Apple, because Apple in the streaming war always seems to get forgotten as they spend a lot of money producing their own content. They don't have that historical content there, so it's an excellent point, Lanny, about acquisition potential. A company like Paramount's just sitting there for all of this legacy stuff to be purchased.
So upon this news, Paramount's or Viacom at the time, their stock price plummeted.
Yes, it did.
In fact, it plummeted so hard that I ended up buying 5 more shares of this company, during that week of February 13th through the 18th.
Yeah, before earnings and before the announcements, it was trading at $35.99. Now it's trading at $28.38. So yeah, year to date, this company is down nearly 12%.
Wow, down nearly 12% right now, year to date for the stock. So Bert, that's why it's on the watch list.
Yeah, and I guess looking there too, before we dive into there, I know they released the earnings as well with this announcement. Just to quickly cover some of the highlights from there, the interesting part was their revenue is up 16%. They're getting more subscribers. They're getting more people to pay them money for their content, which is huge. And again, subscribers are growing. Net income in
plenty of money.
Yeah, no worries about that. 4.5 billion net income in 2021 versus 2.5 billion in 2020.
Yeah, think about that. They are just crushing it from an earnings standpoint, performance standpoint.
Again, you continue to see why they want to go on here: subscriber growth, revenue growth, net income growth. What was the one thing that changed? They launched Paramount Plus, so let's now just keep pushing this in. Something seems to be working here for Paramount.
You know, a good way to look at it too is during that last quarter, that fourth quarter, you know, they had top line revenue, you know, of about it was about 8 billion. And that compared favorably to Q4 of 20 of about 6.9 billion. So they just added $1 billion in revenue on that top line in Q4 versus Q4 alone. And they're just, again, almost printing money with that streaming subscription.
Yeah, and they're taking steps to continue making sure the balance sheet's lined up. We always look at the balance sheet too. We don't just focus on earnings and cash flow. I mean, debt is down $2 billion. That was one of the key pieces. It wasn't highlighted too much in the announcement, but it's there. I mean, you want to see companies delevering so they can continue spending the money elsewhere. They don't have to cover interest payments.
And not only that, but their current ratio, which is how fast they can make payments, they can cover all of their current obligations almost two times over.
Excellent. I mean, we look for 1.25 lower. We love companies that are over 1 in general. So you know you have those short-term obligations covered. 1.75 is amazing.
And they're sitting at $6.3 billion in cash.
It's a lot of money.
A couple dollars. Obviously, you need to be ready to spend to produce, you know, more, obviously, streaming content. So Bert, what does a stock look like through the dividend metrics?
All right, let's run them through our stock screener. 3 simple metrics, everybody. Let's summarize them first before we dive in. PE ratio less than the S&P 500, payout ratio less than 60%. Perfect payout ratio is 40 to 60% for everyone that's noting.
Touche.
Third, dividend growth history. We look at the 5-year average dividend growth rate and how many years the company has increased that dividend. And then there's that bonus metric there, the dividend yield.
The dividend yield, brother. We obviously like to look to see if they pass all the metrics before we look at the yield. Guys, is this a stock to buy with the new name, the new change, you know, the new refocus on just streaming? Let's find out.
All right, let's dive in. First metric, price to earnings ratio. S&P 500 is currently sitting at 24x. So that's our benchmark here as we're going to be looking for Paramount. Their price after this earnings plummet was $28.38. Forward EPS is $3.26. That gives you a PE ratio of 8.71.
8.71?
Yeah, that's what the sheets are telling us, what the stats are telling us.
Wow.
Cheap,
Right. So
cheap compared to the market.
Cheap, very cheap. You know, is this a value trap? That's the question that everybody's going to be asking. Is this a trap on this dividend stock? But let's look at the payout ratio, because maybe they have a really high payout ratio. Maybe there's a reason.
Yeah. And the reason is Paramount.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm kidding. All right, let's dive into here. Lanny, what's the payout ratio?
So the payout ratio, they pay on a quarterly basis a nice solid 24 cents per quarter over 4 quarters, or 96 cents per year. That dividend payout ratio at the time of this video is only 29.5%.
Perfect. Again, this was similar to what we talked about with Intel there. You kind of want to see a slightly lower payout ratio here for Paramount, because the one thing that continues to come out, producing this content is not cheap. It's going to require a lot of spending. Expenses are going to jump up in that area. So you don't want a company in this sector paying out too high of their earnings in the form of a dividend, because they need to reinvest it back in the business to continue producing that content.
That's right. And that's why when we look at this third metric, dividend growth, they actually don't grow it every single year, but when they do grow it, it's huge. They had a 33% dividend growth in 2019. So really you spread that around, what was it, about 5 years, Bert?
Yeah. That gives you an average 5-year average dividend growth rate of 6.67%, because it was the only time they increased it in the last 5 years.
You know, and I actually had plans of them doing it this year based on my kind of like tentative schedule for Viacom, CBS, or now Paramount Global. So we'll have to see what they do this fourth quarter, typically December, I believe. So we'll have to stay tuned to what Paramount Global does. But hey, if you actually look at it from that lens, they actually do have a solid dividend growth rate, because as that bonus metric, What is that bonus metric?
Their yield is 3.38%, more than what? Triple the yield of the market right there.
There it is, guys. You're getting paid, possibly getting paid to wait. Are you getting paid to wait for an acquisition, paid to wait for a new dividend growth? Or
Who knows?
Yeah.
In the meantime, you're getting paid to see a new streaming giant compete and grow their market share, hopefully, and see how they shake out in this long-term picture.
Guys, this stock is down 55% since this time last year. Obviously, this was one of the meme stocks going into 2020, 2021. So their price was actually roaring up to, I think at one point it was over $100 a share.
Hindsight, I probably should have sold some of it at that time, but hey, it is what it is. We're here now. We're looking at the metrics today. I mean, they're intriguing. P ratio 8.71, payout ratio 29%, 5-year average growth rate of 6.67%, although that was just one of the 5 years, and a yield of 3.38%. Yeah, Laney, your point is right. It is a very intriguing stock to continue looking at.
Guys, are you buying this stock? Are you buying Paramount Global? Prior name is Viacom CBS. Again, ticker symbol now is PRA, or PARA, Para. I might add more shares. Again, I just bought 5 more last week. You know, I'm currently sitting at about 158 shares. You know, wouldn't mind maybe another 10 to 15 more of this guy.
I have an idea, Laney. You ready? We did this with our Intel video. 400
Jeez.
likes on this video. We'll each grab 10 shares of Paramount.
Guys, 400 likes. We're buying 10 shares. All right,
Yeah.
fist bump it to seal it. That's it. 400.
Assuming their price doesn't get back up above 330. I think that's probably...
All right, that's a deal.
Yeah.
Stays under 30, 400 likes, 10 shares.
All right. So everybody, again, like Laney said, let us know your thoughts about Paramount below. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up. Yeah, I prematurely went for the thumbs up there. My bad, everybody.
Guys, like the video.
Help us continue spreading the news of dividend growth, investing, growing your passive income, and eventually reaching financial freedom. That is the name of the mother freaking game.
Guys, you heard it from Bert. That was Bert and Laney from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.